Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today helping us out, we've got our Virus Metal Greymon mat and Chaos Dukemon, or Chaos Gallantmon, depending on which name you like better, the Japanese or the English. And he's helping us out because I went on a little trip and managed to snag two of the Gallantmon decks. And by little trip, I actually had to go somewhere about 45 minutes away, and I checked the local stores nearby, and I managed to find these. So hooray for that. So as with before, just taking a quick look at the box. English version, ST7, age 6 or up, includes 6 bonus super rare cards, which again, that's points off because the old ones includes a booster pack. I would much rather have random cards than I would the 6 guaranteed cards, because I want to customize the deck. I've talked about that before, so we're not going to go too deep into it. We've got a Digimon card and Gallantmon getting ready to strike with his lance. The side is pretty standard. Like the other one, it just has basic information, like not even Digimon Card Game on it. The back goes over what's in it. Ready to play a 45 card deck, 2 memory gauges, 3 index cards, and the first anniversary cards, which means whether you get the blue or the red deck, they're going to be the same anniversary cards. Also, I noticed it's not for children under 3, yet 6 plus. So that's kind of weird to me. The other side has what's inside the deck. I haven't looked closely at that. This annoys me. This annoys me personally. I don't know if I went over it in the U-Force Dramans deck, but I went to put the U-Force Dramans deck away, and so the other decks go like that. All the other decks have their content on this side, while the 2 new ones have it on this side. So it doesn't line up well. So I don't like that. And like, you can turn them back to back, and then they're lined up proper. Like, I don't get that. It's a little pet peeve. I don't like it when designers don't keep that kind of consistency throughout the entire boxes for the people who want to collect them. It happens in like DVD collections and things like that. I'm going on a tangent. We're gonna move on. I don't like that. We'll leave it at that. The bottom is stark white, and the top of the flat has Digimon Card Game Starter Deck Gallantmon. Just pretty regular, continuing the art from the front. So without further ado, let's open this up and see what cards we get. And snip. So red flap, white flaps. Again, no pack. Don't like that. I really wish that there was a pack instead. The anniversary cards are the exact same. So like I said before, you really only need 2 of each of these, because if you get 2 of each, you're going to get a full play set of these. And unless you're someone who's got like multiple red decks and multiple blue decks, or like swapping ones out, you're not going to need more than 4 copies. Let's take a look at the memory gauges next, which is a very nice Gallantmon and Guillemon. think I enjoy these more than the U-Force Dramans. Let's take a look. U-Force... Like, I do like how these... Again, they keep the motif. Like, these have got the black, and the starters have got the gold on them. I definitely like that. I mean, it could just be the mental thing. But I do like them. I like the rookie ones a lot better, I think, than the megas. Like, I would probably like doing that. That looks neat to me. So those are the memory gauges. We have the cards here. That band came off a lot easier than the one for the blue. We've got the rule cards. Nothing new here. Again, I would have liked a memory counter in this, because you're missing one. I didn't like how you had to pop the memory counter out of the rules in the other one, but at least it gave you one. This one, you need a coin. So, minus points there. Anyhow, let's start taking a look at the cards. First off, we got the Digi-Eggs. This is Digimon, or Gigimon, because Gigi is the really old-looking grandpa Digimon. So I guess this is Gigimon. And his effect is your turn, once per turn, when your opponent's Digimon is deleted, this Digimon gets plus 2000 DP for the turn. Okay, so to me this means that we're probably going to look at a deck that's going to be able to delete them, and there's going to be some unsuspending with the megas, so you can get that bonus worthwhile. Because otherwise it doesn't make much sense. Oh, I should state that you get 4 copies of him. Like, of course you do, but going over, because they have 4 eggs in each of them. Next up, we have 4 copies of Monogamon. And it looks like there's 2 Monogamon in the picture. He is 2 play cost, 0 Digivolution cost, 3000 DP. And he's a straight up vanilla. Artwork's nice. Not anything crazy good that I really like. Next up, we have 4 Agumon. And these are a 3 play cost, 0 Digivolution cost, 2000 DP. And he's got the inherited effect of when attacking this Digimon, when this Digimon attacks a player, it gets plus 2000 DP for the turn. I'm not sure on the terminology on how that works. I have to imagine that means when he attacks into either the security stack or the person. Because if he's just attacking into the person, that's going to be game there. So it's got to be security stack or a person. That's the only way that that makes sense to me. Unless they're trying to make them block, which if you're attacking straight in, of course you are. You lose the game if that happens. I like the look at this one. It's the, what is it? Geogreymon Agumon. And it looks like it's fighting an Otamamon, I believe. You can tell because of the fishtail and the mouth. So yeah, this is a nice one. Don't think with how the way the Agumon deck I built works that I would trade him out for him. But still looks nice. Next up, the shiny boys. 2 Guillemons. This is a 3 play cost, 0 Digivolution cost, 2000 DP. It has the active effect of your turn. If your opponent has a level 6 or higher Digimon in play, this Digimon can Digivolve into a Gallantmon in your hand for memory cost of 4, ignoring its Digivolution requirements. And his inherited effect is your turn once per turn. When an opponent's Digimon is deleted, trigger draw 1 card from your deck. I really like that inherited ability, especially with how aggressive red decks are. Like, this would be a very easy one to proc, just like delete an opponent's Digimon, draw a card. It means that they've got, like, even if they've got a blocker, they're going to, like, double think about that, where it's like, I've only got 3 security cards left in my stack, but if I block, then he's going to get a memory. Whereas something in the security stack, it might be by big guy, and it might be able to take out whatever this one is. Unless he's got jamming, in which case, that's a hard decision. Next up, another staple in the pre-made red decks for Biomon. And this Biomon is 4 play cost, 0 Digivolution cost, 3000 DP. It has the blocker ability, and your turn, this Digimon can't attack players. Okay. So, and it has no inheritable effect. I should say that before we're going on to think about this one. I don't hate this one. It's a very niche kind of thing. Like, if I'm trying to manipulate memory, that 4 cost is good, and the blocker is also good. 3000, there's no way you would actively run this to try and run over opponent's Digimon. So this is, the second line is really like only to stop it from being played in a rookie rush, I feel. It's also interesting that, well, I suppose, yeah, because I guess the old text for blockers was like anything low had blocker, but then if you attacked with them, you would lose 2 memory. Whoop. This one doesn't have that. It's just straight up, you can't attack players. So you can still attack Digimon. That's an interesting change. I wonder if they're gonna, if that's gonna be the new standard for low-level blockers. Next up, 2 copies of Growlmon going into the champions. He is a 4 play cost, 2 Digivolution cost, 5000 DP, has no active effect, but he has an inherited effect of your turn once per turn. When an opponent's Digimon is deleted, gain 1 memory. So this deck is really stressing about you're going to get rid of opponent's Digimon. He's also fighting, I don't remember that one's name, but I believe it is a Vmon Digivolution with one of the Digi-Eggs, the armored Digivolutions. I want to say it has like a feather headdress, which makes me think it's Hawkmon's egg that makes him go into Halsamon. So the Digi of Love, I want to say. Not positive about that. May have to look that up later. Yeah, I think that that's a fine effect. Regular Digivolution cost and play cost. So it's not bad. Oh, I should have also mentioned that the Guillaumons, they were that different feel. You could probably tell by how they looked. But they had the texture on them. Next up, in Champions, we have 4 Geogreymons. And he is a 6 play cost, 2 Digivolution cost, 5000 DP, and he is a security Digimon, so at the end of the battle, play this card without paying its memory cost. And on play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 DP or less. Okay, so he's got no inherited effect. That 6 play cost is awful steep. But the security ability and the on-play ability, those are great. I may try and throw one or two into my Agumon Greymon deck, because this would proc with the Agumons, because his name does have Greymon in it. I don't know. Next up, we got Greymon's counterpart, a Dark Tyranimon. And he is a 6 play cost, a 1 Digivolution cost, 6,000 DP, and no effect or inherited effect. So he is made to come out swinging real easy. Because, like, Digimon digivolves to Biomon for no cost, and then place this one on him for 1, and then try and have him swing in that turn with a 6,000 body. That's a pretty good early game move. This is also a recolor, I believe, or just a like looking at it. Yeah, this is ST7. This is BT1. So this is just a different picture. It's also got a Gizamon in the front, I believe. I think that's the name. I always get this one confused with the yellow one. The one that kind of looks like Betamon. Having a hard time. Anywho, I think that says a lot that this one came out in the first set, and he still seems like a fairly competent move to pull off. Next up, we got 2 ground Dramans, which 5 play cost, 2 Digivolution cost, 6,000 DP, and he is also from the first set. I like the alternate artwork. It's like a lot more manga looking. Yeah, I don't know if I'd put him in a deck, like especially with the Dark Tyranimon. This is just like another Dark Tyranimon. He just seems a little more expensive. Oh, that's why, because he's the first ultimate. I was wondering, I'm like, this is weird. Because they're literally more or less the same. But that's because this guy's an ultimate. Underwhelming for an ultimate. Like, for the champion to have 6,000 and this guy have 6,000, this is underwhelming for this deck. This one would definitely go, in my opinion. He's probably only in there because of the 2 Digivolution cost. It's nice and cheap. Next up, back to the new cards, we got 4 Rise Greymons. And this one has a 7 play cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 7,000 DP. On play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 DP or less, and no inheritable effect. So again, I think the on play means that you can't Digivolve into him. I'm not positive. I'm going to have to read that later. But like on play, I believe it means that you have to play it down. I don't think you can Digivolve into it and get its ability. Although that's kind of weird saying it out loud. Well, I doubt it is, but does checking the rules real quick on the tiny cards, seeing if they say anything about it. Yeah, it's not saying. Because like it's saying specifically here, like playing a Digimon. Pay the cost, then play that Digimon from your hand to the battle area. Digimon can't attack the turn they're placed. So clearly says the play word. Whereas with Digivolving, it says place the Digimon card in your hand on top of one of your Digimon that meets that card's Digivolution requirements. Once you pay the Digivolution cost, Digivolution is complete. If you perform a Digivolution, you can draw one card from your deck as a Digivolution bonus. So as far as I can tell, those on-play abilities only happen if you do play, which means you'd have to pay the 7 memory cost to activate the delete with the Digivolution being like it's less cost, but you also get to draw a card. I don't know. That seems a little weird. I'm going to have to look into that. If that is the way that's done, I'm not a huge fan of this guy. Like the 7,000 body, that's nice. But that means to proc with like Gigimon, when an opponent's Digimon is deleted, this Digimon gains 2,000 DP for the turn. And that's only on your turn once per turn. So that means that you would have to have at least 7 memory to play this guy down, delete an opponent's Digimon, have another one gain the 2,000, and then use their ability. Or for them to have the rush ability. I believe that's the one that allows you to attack when it's not your turn. Next up, on the Ultimates, we have... Took one too many cards up. 4 War Growlmons. Again, very shiny. He's got an 8 play cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 8,000 DP. When attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3,000 DP or less as his active ability. His inherited ability is your turn once per turn. When an opponent's Digimon is deleted, this Digimon gains security attack +1 for the turn. Fairly nice. Pretty standard stuff. I like the artwork. Seems alright. Now we're getting into the megas. And starting off, we got 2 copies of Gallantmon. And these are the textured ones. He is an 11 play cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 11,000 DP. He gets security attack +1. And when attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 DP or less. If no Digimon was deleted by this effect, this Digimon gets +3,000 DP for the turn. I really like that. That is a great ability. Reason being is because it doesn't say may, you have to try and delete an opponent's Digimon with 4,000 or less DP. But then if you can't, that ability is not wasted, and that's what I like about it. So it's like, this is what we want it to do, but if it can't do it, it gets +3,000 DP, which then boosts it up to a 14, which is a good attack score. And if it does delete something with 4,000 or less, then the things underneath it, like Gigimon, which the deck was built with in mind, get the ability. So basically, it's like delete an opponent's Digimon of 4,000 less, which isn't great. But then, if there's things underneath him, he becomes a 1,300. If he doesn't delete anything, he becomes a 1,400. I like that. That's a good kind of effect. It reminds me of like a coin flip effect. But both of these effects are good effects. Normally in card games, you have coin flip effects, and one is good and one is bad. And it's meant to be that gamble. That's a very well-made gamble effect where both of them are good, but one of them is just a little better. And it's depending on what situation you're in that which one is better. Our final mega is 4 Shine Greymons. I was going to say Shining Greymon. But I was thinking Burning. He is a 12 play cost, a 4 Digivolution cost, 12,000 DP. He has security attack +1 and piercing. When this Digimon attacks and deletes an opponent's Digimon and survives the battle, it performs any security checks it normally would. So again, this is playing back into the Digimon and the other ones where that piercing really makes the difference. Because I was thinking you'd have to unsuspend, but piercing also would work where you attack an opponent's Digimon, it gets deleted. Then this guy goes after the security stack. But because he deleted Digimon and he's got Gigimon underneath him, he goes from 12,000 to 14,000. So yeah, that's another good one. That's a very solid mega lineup. Odd, this one doesn't have any tamers. Did the blue not? I don't think the blue had tamers either. Oh, that's weird. Oh, I just realized that. Okay. So that's a good thing to customize with these, is put in a couple tamers. The first option card is 2 Lightning Joust. It is a 1 cost. Main, one of your Digimon gets plus 2,000 DP for the turn. Then if the number of cards in your security stack is less than or equal to your opponent's, one of your Digimon gains security attack +1 for the turn. That's great. I like that. This is a kind of card that helps you make a comeback because it's not high on the memory cost. The requirements can be done later in the game. So everything about it, I do enjoy. Also, its security effect is add this card to its owner's hand. So that's good. I like this. This is definitely one to put in a deck, I would say. Next up, we have 4 copies of Atomic Blaster. And this is a 5-cost option card. Main effect. Main, choose any number of your opponent's Digimon whose total DP adds up to 8,000 or less and delete them. And the security effect is activate this card's main effect. This is probably one of my favorite delete opponent effects that I've seen. Because most of them are like, if they're under 4,000 or 3,000 or level 3, this one says 8,000. So that could get up to ultimate level, I want to say. I don't think there's any megas that are weak 8,000s. So you could delete one big guy as an ultimate, or if your opponent's playing Rookie Rush, you could delete 4 2,000s. That's a very good. I would definitely put at least if there was a sideboard, I would definitely put this one in the sideboard. But as having to make room for it in a deck, at least one in a deck, just so that if I'm having trouble, that's a good one to help mitigate it. And finally, we have 4 copies of Gaia Force, which is just an alternate art version of the one from the first. What is it? Set. That's the word. Ooh, I was trying there for a sec, or not the set, the starter deck. It is an 8-play cost. Main effect: delete one of your opponent's Digimon. Security effect: activate this card's main effect. I believe there was only 2 of these in the first starter deck, so they definitely knew people like to play this. Like, it's a hefty cost at 8. But just having essentially an Omni Negate for an opponent. Like, minus what we've seen with, like, Diaboromon, where, like, or Decoy ability, where, like, they can delete themselves in place of something else. Like, this gives you that out. Like, your opponent's got Chaosmon down. Take him out. That's fine. So that 4 copies, definitely like it. It's a little high. I might go down to 3 if I had to choose. Just because 8 is like a high cost, and that would be a dead card in your hand, and there's 4 chances of getting that. In early game, I don't think you play that. So, how do I feel about this one versus the original Red? I think they definitely did a good job, like, with mitigating power creep and having this one still be viable. Like, I don't think this one's not viable. I think if I had to choose... actually, we can take a look. Let's do that. Let's see here. Yeah, this one's got Tamers. This one doesn't. Yeah, this one only had 2 copies of Gaia Force. This one did have 4. Out of the 2, I would probably go for the new one, just slightly. Like, I was trying to think about the old one, and I built an Agumon deck out of the old one. So between the 2, I'm going to have to side with the Gallantmon as the better red deck to pick up. Like, if you have to choose, that's the better deck. This one still has a booster pack. So that's like flip-floppy. If you can find this one, don't pass it up. Like, pick it up if you can. If you need a red deck, pick it up. But either one is good. This one just inches out just slight more because of the synergy in the cards. Like, it's not going to be able to do the OTK that I've seen some red decks do, where it's like they give a certain Digimon like the ability to check 5 cards in the security stack in one attack. I've seen that. This can't do it. That one could I believe it can get 3, I want to say, in one attack. Maybe higher, because yeah, this 4 Greymon, it's for every 2 cards it has, it gets security attack +1. So yeah, so it would have 4 cards. So that means it could get 3 on its own. And then if one of the ones underneath it, it could get 4. So that's a thing to keep in mind. Ideally, I would say get both of them and mix and match to your liking. But there we go. That's my thoughts on the new Gallantmon deck. Worth picking up. Before we go, I have the last of the dash packs. So going over again, we get Guillaumon, Gabumon, Kudamon, Hercules Kabuterimon, Kurasaimon, or Wizardmon. We've already gotten Hercules, Kurasai, and Wizard. Out of the ones we've already gotten, I'd probably like another Kurasaimon because of his inherited ability. That would really help out in a Diaboromon deck. Out of the ones we haven't gotten, I'd like to see a Guillaumon. Like, let's see if these guys can help us pull a Guillaumon. In between getting a new one or getting one that we've already gotten, I would like to get a new one. That's just really for views and whatnot. Because let's be honest, if I pulled all the same cards, that's not going to be anything different that y'all would want to see. Alright, so what do we got? We got a Guillamon! Yo! I need to go buy the lottery ticket. That called that so well. These guys gave us the luck. So would this Guillamon make it into the deck? Let's find out. It is a 3 play cost, 0 Digivolution cost, 2000 DP. When attacking, trigger draw 1 card from your deck. That's an alright effect. The problem is that 2000 body. You would have to bump this guy's attack power up somehow. Like either with an in training, which I can't think of any that do it for it just being there, or either under some circumstances. But this is like the epitome of the Guillamon from the show, where he's just like carefree and just wants to eat bread. Yeah, that's a good one to end on. I like that. That's a very fitting card to have pulled from our last Dash Pack. I'm going to try and get more of the classic, so hopefully we'll have some unboxing of those. If there's anything else you would like to see, leave a comment down below. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And until then, I will see you next time.